Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. So in front of us is the latest generation for the Acura TLX. This is the SH all-wheel drive with the Aspec package, finished off in a very nice gray. We'll go over the MSRP once we go over all of the specs and features and get this family sedan out on the road. So we'll start off today's review with what powers this. This has a 2-liter inline 4-cylinder turbocharged engine paired to a 10-speed automatic transmission that pumps out 272 horsepower, 280 pound-feet of torque. That power sent through the all-wheel drive system. This weighs in right around 4,000 pounds. It'll do 0 to 60 in just under 6 seconds with a top speed of 131 miles an hour. And it has a fuel capacity of 15.9 gallons. You'll expect to see around 21 miles per gallon in the city and 29 out on the highway. So with those specs out of the way, let's move on to this exterior. I'm gonna start off with the Acura badge front and center because this is also a part of the forward-facing sensor for the adaptive cruise. And it's nice to see the lines going out from both sides of that logo, almost like an explosion to the outer edges of the grille. So it does blend it in nicely, even though you can see that panel. And then the surround for this grille is finished off in gloss black. Definitely has a unique design to it. You don't see too many other models with a grille like that, so it's very distinctive. Now this also has LED headlights, DRLs, and turn signals. The LED fog lights are mounted in the very lower section where there's some gloss black trim surrounding that. This also has parking sensors and a lot more cutouts right in the middle there to provide a lot more cooling. And the lines coming down the hood meet the top 3 points of that grille very nicely. So coming from the base all the way down to the middle to bring it all together. For the side, this has almost a body colored set of 19-inch wheels with that split spoke design to them. There's the Aspec badge along with the gloss black mirror caps with the turn signal. This has a sunroof as well as more gloss black surrounding all the window trim. And some nice lines running down the side, definitely giving it a nice sedan style. There's one just underneath the Aspec badge. It goes through the door handles all the way to that tail light. And we have some nice contoured lines for that rear fender flare. Now this also has a gloss black trunk mounted spoiler with the backup camera just in the middle of the Acura badge, LED taillights, all the parking sensors, even the dual exhaust down in the lower section. Now this also has remote start. So if I lock the vehicle on the key here, and then hold on this top button, this will automatically start up. And that's a nice feature to have. You can also hold on that button to shut the vehicle off if you need to. You can unlock it. You can use the button to further open up the trunk, or you can use this button over on the passenger taillight. The entire trunk will open up. You have a lot of space for this vehicle. Nice flat surface where you can definitely place a lot of items. And the back seats even fold down too. So you can just pull on those tabs. With those down, you can fit a lot more items, which is of course great. So definitely plenty of space. There's also one grab handle over on that passenger side, and you can easily close up that trunk lid. And then as we work our way to the back seats now, you can even lock and unlock them with the door handle, which makes it very convenient. And this has the red leather interior, very cool for this family style vehicle. There's gray stitching on the armrest too. There's the release handle, a little bit of storage space. There's some plastic trim in the upper section there, but there's also leather just underneath that. And at 5'10", we can work our way to these back seats where it's pretty spacious, so it's easy to enter and exit. There's a storage pocket behind both front seats. 2 air vents are right in the middle. You can get another look at the two-tone for these seats as well. And then there's 2 cup holders, a little bit of storage just behind that in the armrest. And plenty of visibility, very open feeling for your backseat passengers. Now as we move on to the driver interior, there's all the window adjustments along with the side mirror adjustments. You can release the trunk. There's a lot more storage space, and then some of that brush trim for the speaker cover. Even the memory seating adjustments are on the door too. And then we have the same design for these heated and ventilated front seats. All of the automatic adjustments are down on the side, along with the Aspec logo, which you can see. And then I think my favorite part for this family style sedan, look at this sporty steering wheel that you would generally find in a sports car. Solid and perforated leather, really nice grip on both sides there. There's even paddle shifters too. On this left side, there's Bluetooth along with volume and power for the radio. Cruise and adaptive cruise are on that right side. And to further go through some of this info, let's start this up now. And you'll see that the gauge cluster, the tach, and the speedometer are backlit in red along with the red needles, which is pretty cool. And then using this dial over on the right side, we can further go through some of this info here, like the driver attention, your all-wheel drive, TPMS, You have a lot that you can monitor right in that middle screen. So that is of course great to see. You even have more of this trim on the steering wheel too. Just gives it a great look. Now on this left side, there's the electronic parking brake along with parking sensors, traction control. You can even adjust the safety support. So just by going to the road departure there, you can adjust that as needed. There's even a dimmer switch for the gauges. And then working our way to the middle, this infotainment system is pretty far from the driver. It makes it hard to reach, but that's why it is not a touchscreen system. And you have everything down below to further go through this info. So there's nav, your phone, you can go into your radio, even your Bluetooth. There's Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and you can swipe over to look at all these other apps. The far right side is even separated too. So you can pull the audio up on that one. You can even get into the navigation, just depending on what you like to see. It's a little hard to scroll through this. I think I got it. There's the navigation. So now we have music on that side. You can even look at the clock too. So it is pretty cool to see all of that. Now there's leather covering the rest of the dash along with the hazards. And then underneath that, you can see all the climate adjustments, even the dual temperature for your driver and passenger, along with some other controls on each side. Like I mentioned, these are heated and ventilated. There's also an auto function. And then right in the middle is the different driving modes. So by twisting on that, you can go between comfort, normal, and sport. You'll see the entire gauge cluster, the infotainment system there change just depending on what you like to go into. There's even an individual too. So if you push on the center, you can further configure that. Now there's the engine start stop along with the brake hold, and then right in the middle is the gear selector. So I'll put this into reverse. You'll see the backup camera up here. There are also some different angles just depending on what you'd like to see. And then neutral's in the middle, drive and sport mode is on the back, and then just by pushing on that, we can put this into park. Now you'll see there's power and volume for the radio along with tuning, wireless charging pad right in the middle along with two cup holders and a nice place that you can rest your arm. The center armrest here has a good amount of storage along with some auxiliaries that you can charge other electronics with, and then you have a good amount of space in that glove box there. Like I mentioned, this does have the sunroof, so you can easily open and close that. Pretty open feeling. This has a sunglass holder too, along with the sunroof adjustments. Dome lights are on both sides. And now it's time to get this Acura out on the road. And with it still in sport mode, it's a very peppy engine. The car doesn't weigh a whole lot, so I don't see that it's underpowered by any means. Seems like it has a good amount of get up to it. If you're merging, you know, getting up to speed, things like that. If you're not into a performance-oriented vehicle, it seems like it's pretty plentiful for the style of driving that an owner looking for this car would want to have. And it's also incredibly quiet, very smooth. There's no road noise, wind noise. You know, I'm not out on the highway, which could be a different factor, and you know, the weather can change, things like that. But it seems like it's a pretty solid and composed vehicle for the money that you're paying. Now there is some plastic, like I mentioned earlier. It's on the base of the dash there. Part of it is leather, which is cool to see, but there is some plastic, which I think is to be expected at this price point and what this vehicle does have. And we do have some standard safety features, which is nice to have, and plenty of space. So I think for the sedan, if you compare it to, let's say, a Toyota Camry, which is in the same price point, $45,000, $50,000, you know, they're both good options, just depending on your preference, what you'd like as far as exterior styling and what you want for your interior. And I will say, I don't think you can get all-wheel drive in the Camry. I could be wrong on that, but you have all-wheel drive in this model. So if that's something that is important to you, depending on where you live and the climates that you are in, all-wheel drive will, of course, give you a little bit better grip in those types of situations. So there's, you know, pros and cons, I think, for the price though. It's pretty competitive, but I think that's going to wrap it up for this latest generation Acura TLX with the Aspec package. Once again, a huge shout out to Randy Marion Chevrolet for providing this sedan for me today. Check out their website, that link is down in the description. Also give the video a huge thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and smash that subscribe button so you don't miss out on our daily uploads. I will see you all in the next video.